So as the Mets were winning against the Cubs on Friday, we had a big performance in the minor leagues for the Mets come out of AAA, and that's from Nolan Mclean, who just got promoted from Binghamton to Syracuse. And he made his first start on Friday, and he was just as good as advertised. This is from the SI.com. How Mets top pitching prospect performed in AAA debut. But before we get into that, you need to hit the subscribe button and you need to become a member. Very important to become a member. It helps support the channel. This little channel. Nolan Mclean was stellar in his first AAA outing for the Mets on Friday. Okay, let's see what they had to say about it. New York Mets saw one of their top pitching prospects thrive in his AAA debut. On Friday, starting pitcher Nolan Mclean dominated his first AAA start for the Syracuse Mets. The righty tossed 7 shutout innings against the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, striking out 7 and allowing just 7 hits with no walks. It's very important. McLean's strong AAA debut comes after he strung together 5 stellar starts in AA for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, going 3-1, a 1.37 ERA across 26 in the third innings and 30 strikeouts, which resulted in him getting promoted to AAA on Tuesday. He's had a very good start to his season. He really has. This is a big nugget that the Mets pitching lab has. To see him often running so quickly after he gave up being a two-way player last year is quite the feat for the Mets and the Mets organization. McLean's stellar AAA debut should come as no surprise, as the 23-year-old is ranked as the Mets' number 5 prospect according to MLB.com. I would expect he'll be higher by the time we get to the middle of the season. He was initially drafted by the Baltimore Orioles in the 3rd round of the 2022 MLB draft as a two-way player, with the Orioles intend to use him as a starting pitcher. He ultimately did not sign with the team and returned to Oklahoma State for his junior year. Care anybody thinks, I think that's fun. The Amazons drafted McLean in the 3rd round of the 2023 MLB draft and signed with the club on July 15th. The right-hander was sharp during his minor league tenure last year, pitching for both single-A St. Lucie and in Binghamton. Despite posting a 4-10 record and 25 starts across single-A and double-A, McLean still recorded a 3.78 ERA across 109.2 innings of work with 116 strikeouts and a whip of 1.26. We're now hoping that McLean can build off his sharp first outing at AAA and continue to develop with other talented starting pitchers in New York's farm system, which already has the likes of Blade Tidwell and Brandon Sprout. So again, he was an outfielder, a third baseman DH when the Mets drafted him back in 23. And the Mets were very high on him in terms of his arm. That was very hard. And the Mets felt that he needed to give up being a two-way player. The two-way player experiment, he struck out too much. He has tremendous power. As a hitter, he has a power tool of 70 as a position player. That is very high. That tool is up there with Francisco Alvarez for the Mets in the Mets minor league system. So it's a very high tool that he had, but he could not hit. He wasn't a guy that was going to ever hit for average. He struck out a lot in college, and he struck out a lot in the minors in the short time that he was hitting. And the Mets felt that he was getting too worn down in between starts to when he was playing and DHing. That was just too much for him. He couldn't handle it. So the Mets and he decided just to become a pitcher that is what the upside is. That's the fastest way for him to get to the majors. He's not too far off now. I mean, he's in AAA right now. If he continues on this trajectory, he will be with the Mets. You can either put him in the bullpen, or they could start him. Dave Stearns has a history of putting good pitchers in the bullpen and weaning them into the rotation, and they become big stars. This guy has the potential to be a very good pitcher, but he needs the experience. That's the big thing with him, more than some of these other pitchers. Like a Brandon Sprout, he's got plenty of experience. He was a 4-year college player. McLean was doing both sides, both hitting and pitching part-time. So now that he's full-time, he's a little inexperienced. He doesn't have as much experience to say, other pitchers are. Because I believe he was like a reliever in Oklahoma. I'm not 100% sure. I don't believe he was a starter. If he was, he wasn't pitching a lot of innings, obviously. So, you let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.